Okay, hello, my name is Naya. This is my full on the hill argument essay, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So, my full on the hill argument was all sports gear and clothing should be free to all athletes. Okay, so I'm gonna support that throughout my essay. My first rhetorical strategies, which is I used 5, and we're gonna start with the first one, which is bragging / witness bragging. Okay, it's right here. When I slip on my Nike leggings, my legs look nice and popping, and everyone who sees knows that I'm an athlete. My neighbor who's really good, that was my brag on me. My neighbor who's really good looking made a comment on my leggings when I stepped outside to take my dog for her daily walk. He said, "Wow, those leggings really catch my eye. Are you an athlete? If so, what sport do you play?" That was my witness brag, and I really used that to show, well, when you get free clothing, you look good, and you'll get the number or get the conversation of that cute neighbor that, you know, you really look good, whatever. So, my next one is my deliberative rhetoric, which is set in future tense. It's right here. Think about it in the future. And you'll see things about the future all about in my essay, like such as this one. I think that's a great idea, in the future. So I kind of use that to set it in the future because, you know, it's not going to happen right now, getting free things and all that. My next one was my identity strategy, which gets you goals / things. It's right here. My ultimate goal in the future is to bring our large circle of athletes more closer than we already are by looking our best and performing our best. And that's the decision I want my audience to make. The next one is the Enthymeme. And it's this whole example. If you ever seen athletes sulking on the court, that's probably because he or she doesn't have their favorite gear on, which puts them in a pessimistic mood, which doesn't make them stand out in a negative way. Which does make them stand out in a negative way. Please don't be that player. It makes everyone look away from you. To all the athletes, I know you want to constantly wear your favorite gear when playing your sport, so why not support the movement for free sports clothing now? That's my Enthymeme example. In the Enthymeme lists commonplace and conclusion. So my commonplace was that all athletes want to perform well and look well. My conclusion is, well, why not perform well and look well wearing your favorite gear? Which is my argument. Okay. Next one is the halo. I use Odell Beckham Jr. as an example. Example, Odell Beckham Jr. when he had the Joker painted on his football gloves. I'm pretty sure that made him feel good, and when you feel good, you play good. It's just like eating your favorite food. It puts you in a great mood to do other optimistic things that you may have not done. And I also use that to reel my audience in, to support my whole argument. Okay, so now we're getting to rhetorical devices. My first one is Paralipsis, which starts on page 1, page 1. Paralipsis, I'm not even going to mention all of the endless possibilities you will have in the future to upgrade your gear anytime and place, plus more opportunities to receive more exposement, our personal word for exposure, from fellow peers and people. Okay? The next one I use Chiasmus. Let me find that. Okay. As athletes, it's not a question of whether or not you have the talent to showcase. It's whether or not you want to showcase your talent. Okay? And my next one is Andiplosis. Yeah, I believe that's... Okay. Think about it in the future. Now that you have your favorite gear, how you will perform better. Why? Because who doesn't feel good when they have their favorite gear on their body when playing? It just gives you that satisfaction. Okay? My next one is Dialysis. Where is it? Okay. Right here. Don't look at the athlete, look at the gear and clothing he or she has on. Trust me, it represents a big part of the person's taste and style in gear. Okay. My next one is Asyndeton. Okay. I'm proposing the idea of getting free gear, clothing, headbands, shoes, socks, you name it. Okay. My next one is Metonymy, which is way towards the end. I use the monotonous word silver fox to really I mean, you'll see once you read my essay. For example, grandma's been trying to attract a silver fox at her physical therapy center. You can help her by uplifting her sense of style by giving her a nice shirt. That's if you're an athlete. Okay. The next one is code grooming, and I used a few code grooming points. Where is one? Okay. Such as exposement, which is our personal word for exposure, as you see right there, and poppin', which means good looking, right there. Okay, and the two logical fallacies I used were tautology, which is in the pink right here, and I used the logical fallacy slippery slope, which is underlined in the blue Sharpie, and I used another one. Here we go. I used the red herring, which is in the pink highlighter. Okay, and my concession is my last page. Here's my concession point, where you see outlined in these blue brackets. And my refutation point is outlined in the blue brackets as well. Right? And that pretty much sums up my essay. Thank you. Goodbye.